you know, in my job, you need to find out where people are, what an address is. I doxed him. What are you going to do about it?
I don't know. His dox is in the hands of dangerous people. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the After Hours. My name is AugieRFC, as you probably should know by now. Augie, shut the fuck up and get into the stories. Well, fair enough.
He said he just said he doxes people all the time. I mean, he doxed Clown when he was AFK for the internet for a week, so...
Everyone gets a day, but for some reason the autists get a whole week. What is this?
What do you mean fund it? Represent yourself.
One of the first things that you said in one of your first videos was that you were talking to someone called Becky Boop.
Becky fucking Boop!
Sorry, dude. She's a cunt for that. Your girlfriend's a cunt, dude. That's just dumb.
Anyway.
While we're waiting for him to unmute or whatever, can I just say that this fucking show needs better branding? It looks so fucking ugly.
You need to put that dog down, dude.
I don't think he has to put it down.
Jesus!
That motherfucking there.
Did they pull out the cord? What the hell happened?
Dude, I will say, in comparison to, like, exposing fucking Susie Liu to exposing Keemstar, that fucking guy is just leagues above in terms of assholery and like, holy fucking shit. Yeah, but you said you had the intent to harass Just Destiny, so wouldn't that make your dox illegal?
I said that I wanted to harass him, but...
He never said he never said
That's intent. That's the same as that means intent, G.
Oh, whatever, I guess I'm guilty.
Yeah, because all they have is inside your fucking ass.
I'm here to date your 6-year-old.
No.
Welcome everybody to RFC After Hours episode number 161, the Monday show 7 p.m. edition. Boys, we are in it. Let's get it. How are y'all doing today on this fabulous
Pretty
Monday?
good.
Yeah?
Cisco sent me some more Sonic Cancer, if you want to go over that eventually for the show. It was
Why is this... look,
Dude,
there's
he's
a list.
already supplied,
I've got a
dude.
whole list of things I'm ready to leave behind in
Like,
2019.
look, you know when you were talking about the Sonic politics, I actually provided some fucking actual
There's
politics.
real Sonic politics happening, dude.
How does that make any sense? What do you mean there's real Sonic politics?
You'd have to read the fucking tweet in question
Alright, well maybe
to understand.
later.
I can't even explain it.
We have some juice for you.
I'll
That's what
keep
I'm
that in
saying.
mind, alright? Maybe later. Maybe later. I know
Dude, the chat's already excited, dude. Mike
why?
Lester,
Every time I
Sonic.
cover like lolcows or something, everybody's like, ew, why are you covering Sonic? And I'm like, first off, it's my channel, but second off, I actually agree with you. Yeah, no more Sonic. And now you guys are like, no, we changed our mind. We want, yeah, all right, fuck you, chat. Welcome to the Monday show, boys. We got a bunch of stuff to cover. Not really. We got a few things. Actually, I know we start at 7. I might go for just 90 minutes today instead of the full 2 hours, because I kind of want to get out of here and watch the kill stream, because actually the event that's going on tonight actually relates to one of the main topics, the headliner for tonight, and I kind of want to see the update to that. But we've got a story. It's going to be a little bit of a refresher for some of you. For others, it might be a... It might open your eyes into a world of online journalism, and it actually relates to me because this guy's banned some Twitter accounts from some of my buddies, some people you might know like Tipster and Lionhead. So when I found this new information this morning, I knew we had to run it, and then I saw they're doing it tonight on the kill stream, so I was like, well, great, we'll just talk about this, and I can, whip up a little juicy clip for the clip channel. Can I kind of wrap this whole thing up and do a nice pretty package for you guys. Anyway, let me go ahead and check out chat. We also got some other stuff. We got an e-girl Australian wildfire stuff. We got some other stuff to react to. Kiwi Farms, about a guy that I did a video on last week that I thought was funny. We'd talk about that maybe. Kiwi Farms is actually down right now, so I still have the page loaded. But if I hit refresh, then I'm going to lose that shit. And it might like refresh itself automatically. So if Kiwi Farms is still down and if the page refreshes itself and I lose it, we might lose that. But we can just, fuck it, push it to Wednesday, you know what I mean? I'm hearing my feedback coming from somebody's mic. Is Bowblax having issues again? Who's mic?
I shouldn't be.
It's probably Cisco. Cisco's retarded.
Let's just blame it on Cisco. I don't know.
Himself.
Okay, if you mute it, is it gone now?
Well, it's gone now because he muted.
Oh, okay. Then
Nice.
it wasn't.
Epic. Well
I
done.
like how we say fuck Cisco, then he mutes as if he's like crying.
He's like crying
or
about
something.
it.
He doesn't wanna see.
Oh my god. Alright, shout outs to everyone in the chat. Lime, what's going on? Stone Mexican guy. Luna Lizzie, what's going on? Tedious Ninja, Nicholas Diorio, Gator, Jada. Shout out to Gator, by the way. I asked him. I remember there was a podcast they watched relating to Inmao Cheong where he's like bragging about being like a Chad and what it's like being called a Chad. I haven't watched it since they watched it, and I was like, hey, can you like send me that? You know, do you take a look at that a little later? I don't think that's gonna be part of the clip, but I just wanted to react to it, and he was able to send me that. So shout out to Gator. Who else we got in here? Mo Diggity, what's going on? Context, that's Dole Honey, what's up? Owen Smith here. We got Tigos, what's going on? Somebody named Coffee. I just refilled my coffee. I was gonna need it for tonight. Tons of interesting content coming out tonight. Who else do we have in here? Let's see. Darksepticgirl, what's going on? Commentator Edward. What's going on, buddy? By the way, Commentator Edward, I have a question for you. Before we went live, somebody sent me a screenshot, and they were like, why is Commentator Edward in your live room? And I'm just like, what the fuck? So I go to my server, he's just sitting there chilling in the live room, and I'm like, how is he allowed to go in here? Like, I have it set to only, like, me and, like, moderators can go in, and for some reason, this guy's just chilling in my live room, and I'm like, why? What? How? How the hell did you get in there? That's what I want to know. You've literally broken, like, the laws of, like, Discord, like, boundary physics.
Calling Cheong a journalist is an insult to journalism, and I hate traditional media. I've never seen a tweet from him that was sane.
Yeah, he spits a lot of spicy takes. Actually, I would argue that, Super Chat, as much as I appreciate your money, and say that calling Cheong a journalist is accurate. If you look at, you know, there's what journalism is supposed to be, and then there's what it actually is. So you can go by two different definitions there. I go by, yeah, he's a journalist, you know. he checks all the boxes, you know. It's nothing new. Mods probably moved him. I guess so. I don't know why a mod would just see Commentator Edward and just be like, all right, let me put him in the live room.
Dude, he just defies all Discord laws.
Yeah,
dude.
exactly.
He exists, dude.
He's like that guy in what's that Christmas movie where he never dies, like he like tries to kill himself, but he like wakes up like the next day. Like that's like Commentator Edward. Like he could like jump off like a 20-story building and he would just like land normally. He would just survive because he's Commentator Edward.
No, he doesn't give a fuck, dude. He does what he wants. He goes where he wants.
Somebody could take a gun and like shoot him, and like the bullet would like bounce off. Like, he's just too powerful. He just defies like all like traditional like laws and rules and physics and all types of stuff. He just breaks through Discord boundaries. It's no problem. Zoom is a journalist by Augie standards. That is not a name I want to revisit in 2020 either. Jesus. All right, guys. Should we let me just do some shilling real quick, and then we'll jump right into this. Like I said, I have not decided yet, but given the amount of material we have for tonight's show, and given like what I kind of want to do, I'm thinking of just going 90 minutes tonight. I don't know. I've been putting out a lot of content, so you can cut me some slack here. It's not like we're only doing an hour. I'm still gonna go for 90 minutes at the very least, if not the full 2 hours. I'm thinking about it though. I'm thinking. Shill links. All right, let me shout out. You want to support the show? Send donations. Super chat and stickers are open, as well as streamlabs.com/AugieRFC. You can donate to the January goal. It is not going to the Australian wildfires. I have to give a disclaimer. This is going to my personal charity of my own wallet, but it's there if you want to. Teespring.com/AugieRFC. Get yourself a winter hoodie. Or you can get a coffee mug and fill it with coffee and tweet it at me and show it to me, and I will retweet it. YouTube.com/RedFoxComs is a clip channel. Patreon.com/AugieRFC for the bonus show. Me and Ben recorded a bonus episode last Sunday. It's going to be airing. I thought it was going to air tomorrow, but I didn't have time to. I've got to like change some things on the Patreon stuff, so it ended up taking too much time. But the bonus show will be airing on next Sunday, I believe. Yeah, next Sunday. What date is that? It will be airing at noon on January 12th. That is a Sunday, so you can catch it. I might be changing the Patreon link too, so because the podcast with me and Ben with After Hours, like After Hours is like my show. Like I put in like all like the preparation stuff. I pick the topics and stuff. But with this podcast, it's kind of me and Ben are taking like a equal share. Like he's also bringing topics in and bringing ideas and stuff. So We're doing it 50-50, so I might be changing that stuff. Anyway, I'll talk about it later. Boring shit. And of course, it'll be coming out for free that following Thursday at noon on the 16th at noon on RFC Media. Okay, all that shit's done. All right, boys. Oh, I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to talk about this little small thing before we dive balls deep into Chungus. There has been a debate brewing on Twitter.
Balls deep into Chungus. Okay.
I just realized what I said. That's not what I meant.
Yeah, well, okay, but okay. I guess you really are in the closet, huh?
What the fuck, dude? That's not what I meant.
I guess the rumors are true.
What do you mean the rumors? What are you talking about? All right, listen. As much as I want to argue that I'm not gay, what I'm about to say might incriminate me. But there is like a debate brewing right now. It's like straight up like everybody's like going ape shit right now. And I gotta settle this once and for all. How many people are in there? 117. I want to settle this with the boys in here right now. All right, look at this burger. All right, we can lower the music a little bit. So it's like a hollow bun and cheese spews out of it. And everybody's like,
I'd have that.
It's like it's gay, huh? Get it? It's like cum, huh? And I'm just like, all right, buddy, listen here. All right, we get the joke. Funny joke. But I would unironically eat this, right? Like, that doesn't make you gay? It's not cum, it's cheese. It's a completely different flavor. I want to eat this, all right?
You would know the flavor of cum compared to cheese, dude.
Well, I would assume it doesn't
totally
taste like
different flavor,
cheese.
dude. I gargle cum all the time. Trust me.
If your cum tastes like cheese, all right, then you've got some problems, all right?
Dude, Augie knows the difference, dude. You know why?
How do you fucking know what it tastes like?
You don't
then?
have to taste it to know.
He wants to go balls deep
What do
in
you
the
mean,
Chungus.
Okay,
He knows the taste, dude.
No.
All right,
You
dude.
don't need
What
to,
does it taste like
You
then?
don't need to taste it to know. You would just assume, yeah, it probably doesn't taste like fucking cheese, all right?
What does it taste like then?
Well, how do you know?
Not cheese. That's for
for
sure.
fuck's
How do you know? Did you? Oh yeah, you taste tested?
All right, you tell me you want to eat this shit?
I would.
I would not have cum, but I would have that burger. Yes.
No shit, retard. All right.
Well, I gotta
Would you have the
clarify
bun?
since you're so fucking gung ho about tasting cum.
This was a mistake.
But yeah,
This shit looks good though. Look at it.
It does, and it's
The
cool
thing is,
because
it just makes an unnecessary mess, though. No.
yeah, I bet all burgers
why?
are messy.
Yeah, all burgers are kind of
Like,
messy.
almost
That
all
greasy
burgers
Yeah,
and
but the
shit.
thing is, why not just
Tell
add the
me,
cheese
I am
on,
being
like
forced
normal
to
fucking
pleasure
cheese on top of the
Bowblax,
burger,
and
like
not in
everybody
a
else
fun
fucking
way.
does?
Cause it's cool. It might taste better. Cause
It's more
like
like a
the thing,
pimple.
here's the difference. Like this is like liquid, like cheese sauce type stuff. And then if you have like a slice of cheese, it's like a slice of cheese.
You know what I
taste
just
fundamentally
thought?
different.
You know what I just thought? Fucking imagine if like the cheese is like fucking like molten like hot or something. You just bite into that shit and just like it like burns your entire mouth.
Yeah, that's the only downside I can see to this.
I don't know. It looks good. Everybody was saying like, yeah, gay or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, funny memes, all right. Yeah, I would still eat that, and so would you. All right, don't pretend.
Also, I like how simplistic it looks because normally burgers have like a shit ton of shit in between them.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I
to
don't
make
like
it taste
that.
good. But
I'm very
here,
plain, like,
it's
I'm like-
literally just
Yeah, I just
adding
need
a
like
bun.
meat, like some lettuce or something. Like that's about it. I fucking hate tomatoes and shit. Fuck tomatoes.
Oh yeah, I don't like tomatoes either. But yeah, actually putting too much shit in a burger becomes a problem because like it's hard to like grab and eat and bite. But all the space is like,
Dude, I hate when you like go to a
Used
burger
up.
restaurant. You get this thing on the menu. You're like, you look at all the ingredients and you're like, yeah, that looks pretty good. You order it. It comes out. It's like this large. You have to use like a fucking like fork and shit to eat it, and then you look like a queer. So it's just like it doesn't work. If eating burgers with like a fucking fork, yeah, no thanks.
yeah, it's like they tested the whole restaurant with someone with a gaping huge fucking mouth, dude.
Yeah, literally. It's
Bottomless
like,
stomach.
who the fuck eats this? You gotta like mash it
Like,
down,
bleach it,
or like
taste
you're like they'll
test
give
it.
you like the burger. You gotta like mash it down, and then like all the shit in the burger like flops out, and it's just
Oh yeah, it squeezes out.
yeah, it's
Just like
makes,
this burger. So
giant-ass
everyone who's
mess.
saying it's fucking gross that it's spewing
Yeah,
out,
but this
dude. Every
I don't
burger's
know, it's
spewing.
different. It looks good. I don't know. Listen, Bowblax's teddy bear donates 2. Help me! I'm being forced to pleasure Bowblax and not in the fun way. What the fuck? Bowblax.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
What is wrong with
My
I guess
teddy bear, dude. I do not.
Oh no.
I do
Are
not.
you
You're like the
supposed to use
Shane
the
Dawson
rapper,
tweet,
though?
like, I do not nut in my teddy bear. I do not come in my teddy bear.
I
do
will not.
touch my dick
I've
anywhere near the
never.
teddy bear.
Yeah.
XBiggie tossing 5 in the super chat. It's more like a pimple. Well, thanks. Now it doesn't look appetizing anymore for me. Now you just made me think about that. Thanks, retard.
It looks cool though. I like the burger a lot.
I'm just saying, all right. If you say that shit's gay, all right, like fuck you, all right. Like that, you would eat that. You would eat
Also,
that.
With the concept aside, like the bun looks nice, the patty looks nice. It looks like really well made, gourmet.
Swiss melted Swiss
I'd have that.
cheese
Just
and
like
hold on.
baseline, even without the
mushrooms,
skewing cheese.
caramelized onions on.
Thank
a
you,
burger,
Richard Spencer.
that is hot stuff. You can get that at a number of different places.
Thank you, Richard Spencer. For you know what's funny about Richard Spencer? Every fucking day, like I'll go on my recommended on like Twitter's like it'll show you in the sidebar who do you follow, and Richard Spencer's been in there for literally like a year now, and I'm like I don't want to follow Richard. Why is Twitter just like yo you need to follow him? Like isn't that weird? I mean I know he's like a Fed or something, so I guess it makes sense or whatever, but. I don't know.
You gotta follow Richard Spencer, dude.
Yeah, Twitter's like, you need to, and they've been telling me for a year now, and I'm just like, chill. I don't, like, okay, if you show me, like, you need to follow these people for a year now, and I don't follow them, shouldn't the algorithm be like, okay, let's stop showing him this? How does he even get there in the first place?
You
Why
know
aren't I
what's
in there?
funny? The reason he's there is because people you follow interact with him and
Yeah, that's
follow
probably
him.
it.
That's why. So that means you follow people who love Richard Spencer, dude.
I mean, I probably do.
Because I don't get that. I don't get Richard Spencer. Why do you get Richard Spencer?
Okay, all right.
Who are you following, dude?
Typical fucking leftist Bowblax over here. Do that.
Yeah,
guilt by
Augie's a Nazi.
association.
We
Yeah,
just
all right,
haven't
go ahead,
found out
cancel
yet.
me. Okay, buddy. All right, retard.
Augie's clearly a Nazi. We just haven't found out yet. It's not
Oh, it's
immediately
Turkey Tom?
obvious, but he's secretly a Nazi, dude.
Dude,
People who say that are retarded, though. Like, if someone's a Nazi, it's gonna be very clear. No one's, like, secretly a Nazi.
That's what I want to wonder, right? Because people are always, like, this guy's a Nazi or something, and they're like, they gotta, like, do these, like, long investigative, like, pieces to find out, like, who's a Nazi or whatever. And I was thinking, I'm like, isn't that pretty, like, easy to discern? Like, if you're spending, like, all this time trying to figure out, something, maybe you don't have, like, enough solid information in the first place. Like, it should be a pretty, like, quick done and deal. Like, oh, you look at this guy, like, okay, well, yeah. But then you look at this other guy, and it's like, I don't know about that. I don't know. People are just so quick to, like, jump to it,
And I feel like a Nazi would kind of be, like, open about their beliefs. Like, usually when you have a certain belief, especially, like, to the extent where you're like label yourself as that person, as that thing, like a Nazi or what have you, you would be like very open about that. You'd be like, yeah, I'm a Nazi. Here's my shit. Look at what I do. I don't give a fuck.
Well, it's like,
and if someone's like secretly a Nazi, like their main platform isn't to talk politically, but they might secretly be a Nazi, like some sort of like businessman or whatever, they would make like large donations to like anti-Jew organizations or something like that.
Jesus. I don't know about that.
And there would be
look,
some
the counter
sign.
argument is like, if they were a Nazi, they wouldn't be, so open about it or whatever. And then it's like, well, then you've got to, if you want to like label this guy as a Nazi, then you've got to compile a bunch of stuff and decide for yourself. But then you're like deciding somebody else's fucking views and, jumping to extremes. So you got to have like a lot of information to, tell you this. But then people like don't do that, and they're just like, "Oh, this guy says this joke or something." So I don't know. So it's a total tired argument, but I just think about that, right? I'm just like, it shouldn't take this like much to figure. I don't know.
If you believe in something as extreme as Nazism, wouldn't you be like proud to display that?
If you were proud about it, then you'd get like instantly fucking fired from your job. You'd become unemployable. So there is like a certain amount.
I guess there's that. Yeah.
But people will take that and they'll take it to the extreme. They'll be like, okay, so Nazis aren't obviously going to be open about it. So that means like we've got a ton of Nazis just, hiding in like the public. And it's just,
I personally think that like there's probably like a very low amount of actual Nazis in 2020. It's not the 1930s, guys. Come on.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into this. Yeah, like I said, okay, I'm looking at the clock right now. We might end in like a little over an hour. I don't know. Let's go ahead and jump into our first big, juicy, meaty story. I'm been dying to touch this. I was thinking today when I woke up and I was kind of, you know, browsing the good old Twitter feed, and I was just looking for something to talk about. I see Ian Miles Cheong pop in my feed, and we'll get into what exactly popped in my feed in just a moment. But I was thinking, I've had this idea in my head to do like a video, like not breaking any ground here, but just do like a comprehensive, like meaty, like compact video of just all the shit with Ian Miles Cheong, because people have done articles about him. We'll take a look at one in just a second to refresh ourselves. But I was thinking, I was like, somebody needs to compile all of this shit into just one good meaty video, and that shit needs to blow the fuck up. So that, like, because people who are into, like, politics, especially online, they already know, like, Cheong's full of shit. But, like, normies, you know, tell normies, you know, be like, hey, look at this crazy journalist who flashbangs people's dogs and, you know, preaches free speech but gets people's Twitter accounts taken down, like my friends, you know? And so I was thinking, it was like, if somebody, like, compiled this into one giant video, that would be pretty damaging, right? And I'm not saying that I'm going to be the one to do that, because my videos, like, I got a video, like, my shit doesn't get recommended. At least not currently. So I'm not saying like I'm the one who's gonna do this, but somebody needs to do this, right? And I figured, you know, maybe not in a video today, but we talked about this on a podcast, because I got some information that I looked at this morning that confirmed what I've been thinking for a while, which is that this guy Cheong, Ian Miles Cheong, he's a journalist, by the way. We'll get into some of his backstory in just a moment. He's a Twitter journalist, conservative with 100,000 followers on Twitter. And if you criticize him, despite being a free speech warrior type, if you criticize him, he will get your Twitter account banned. It doesn't happen to everybody. It's not like, you know, you say anything bad about him and you're instantly guaranteed. There is somewhat of a likelihood, depending on the circumstances, that you could get, you know, your account banned. But it's not a, you know, instant, you know, case. But it does happen. And it happens enough for me to be more than just a little bit suspicious. And today I saw some information that really kind of, you know, it basically confirms it, you know, my suspicions, which I already basically knew were true in the first place, but this is just more concrete evidence to point to something that I've been, you know, explaining to for a while now, especially last month, which is that Ian Miles Cheong, he has some sort of a contact with Twitter directly. Like, he's got some sort of, like, established connection to Twitter. I don't know if it's like a little dude he has at Twitter that works at Twitter that he can hit up and just be like, yo, take this guy down or whatever. I don't know if it's like that, but he has some power that not everybody else has, not the normal person has, where he can fuck you in the ass if you call him out. I've seen this happen to Twitter. I've seen this happen to the guy who's working on my website, Linus. Some of you may know him from the chat or whatever. He actually got both these guys' accounts banned, and they only got banned instantly when they called him out. Now, it could be a wide variety of reasons, all right? Just because you call somebody out and then you get banned the next day doesn't mean that they were the ones who got you banned. But it's a little sketchy. And it's even more sketchy when these guys who are getting banned, you know, because the way it works is he doesn't get your account fully banned. He'll hit up Twitter and he'll put your account on, like, high watch down. So if you piss off Cheong, he'll basically tell Twitter, he'll be like, okay, watch this guy's account and be like super like aggressive on this guy's account until he gets like fully banned. So you call out Cheong, you get a temp ban, you come back to Twitter the next week after your temp ban expires, you start getting a bunch of temp bans until eventually you just get full out terminated. That's what happens. That's always what happens. And I've seen this happen twice now. And when it happens, their first temp ban, it will tell like the people who are getting temp banned to delete tweets to begin the countdown for when their temp ban expires. And the tweets it wants them to delete are the ones calling out Cheong. So it's just like, then you start to look at it and you're like, okay, obviously, you know, it doesn't take a retard to figure out what's going on here. Now, before we jump into all of this, I want to take a look at an article that kind of, because some of you guys might, you know, not be fully into this. Me and Bowblax did a video about this a year ago, before either of us were, before I was doing this show. Actually, I think I was doing this show, but it was like really small at the time, and then Bowblax only had like 10,000 subs or something. So we both did a video on it, but like we were not where we are today, and it's not like we're famous now or something, but we're like bigger today, so it might serve as a refresh. That's my point. Let's take a look at this article right here. Paste this into the old machine. We did read this on AfterHours back in May, but that was almost a year ago. So let's go ahead and jump into this. which one is my thing? Okay, there we go. I forgot what my buttons were. There we are. All right. Let's see. Cheong, the noted influence peddler, false rape accuser. Oh boy, this is sounding familiar. Keep in mind, when we read this article at first, back in like May or something, this was pre-I'm Alex stuff for us at least. So this is it's like a foreshadowing for us at least. We read this article the next month. We have the biggest story of our lives, the I'm Alex stuff. False rape accuser, swatter, doxer, former Nazi is back in the news. Unfortunately, it's not for his obituary. No Ann is called back into another position of influence, this time at the rebooted Human Events magazine. I say magazine, but I have no idea if they even... This is Ralph's article, by the way.
This is not normal, typical journalism.
Talking some shit.
I have no idea they print this bullshit anymore.
Yeah, fucking blood
rape accuser. Like, I don't know if any journalist would talk like this typically, but
Irate Prostate in the chat says former Kumite cause. Is that true? Is that true? I don't know. All right, let's get into the juice and shit. Let's fucking get into the big juicy memes. Let's see. You have to hand it to Cheong on some level, though. Despite being a complete scumbag general waste of oxygen, he somehow keeps stumbling into these prime jobs in conservative/alternative media. Think about it. Just a few short minutes ago, Mr. Cheong was trying to get Andy Warski killed by Canadian police through an act of terrorism known as swatting. There is audio evidence of this act. It's not a rumor or a hunch. You can listen to Cheong freely admit to his criminality here. Let's dive deep into this. This is a memeology video. I actually have a story related to memeology, but I don't know if he's ready to run it yet. I'll have to talk about that on the Wednesday show. Maybe get him on there. But that's neither here nor there. Memeology. Okay, Gator in the chat's confirming Ann was a co-host for like a week or two. Damn! Fucking long-lasting job there. Oh, he lasted...
Yeah, even Tonka got tired of shit, dude.
I think Leslie being a host on this show, she lasted like 3 times longer than Ian lasted on the Kumite. Jesus.
Damn. Yeah, she was on the show for way too long.
Yeah, she was on... I think she lasted like 6 weeks, and we were already just like, oh my god, how did we survive for 6 weeks? The moment we kick her off the show, the average viewership goes from like 60 viewers to like 500, and it's just like, okay, well...
500.
Yeah, it's like 500 people just sitting there waiting for us to kick her off the show.
They were waiting.
They were just like, please, God, this show can... if you just kick this one person off, we'll finally tune in. All right, let's read this memeology shit. Days ago, Andy Warski got swatted by Ann Cheong.
I just had 2 police officers, 2 detectives interrogate me and search my house. I allowed them to search my house, so they didn't find anything.
What the hell happened to Warski, by the way? He came back last month, and then he dipped again.
Information from the caller was information that you have. It's funny how you try to getting me pretty much arrested or worse, and you've done this before to Wild Goose, who you got his dog killed with a flashbang. Luckily in Canada, they don't SWAT. They investigate.
Because Canadians are pussies.
So thank you for
we don't accidentally die to swatting, so that's good.
That's fucking badass, dude. You die from a fucking swat. You die because of your internet fucking trolling ability.
Dude, you literally go to war, dude.
Yeah, dude, we go to war.
Launch an attack, dude. They
die for our trolling.
Us, dude.
You guys are, the police come over and they fucking like tap your ass or something, and then they leave. It's just like, all right.
Trying to ruin my life, and it's pretty obvious it's you. You've done this many times to people. You've told me that you're fine with people being swatted or doxxed.
Now we got a full-on confession from Ann. Keemstar got the audio. Oh, this is weird looking at like Keemstar tied back to all this back when you used to go.
Yeah, Keemstar used to talk about IBS a lot. I think this was like the last major IBS thing he like consistently talked about on Twitter.
I think there was somebody at Hippies or something, and he probably was like, all right, I gotta chill for a minute, before they take my ass down a notch. Because this was remember when like earlier last year his Twitter account was suspended. But of course, Keemstar has contacts, so he was able to get it back up and running. But he was suspended at least 2 times, like last year or maybe it was like 2018. But yeah, they were trying to gun him down, but he survived.
Yeah. Also, to be fair to Keem, like IBS kind of died down after the situation. This was like the last big like IBS situation in
And
my
it can
opinion. Was
stay
Email
dead.
Cheong.
It can stay dead.
Yeah.
I used to be one of these people who was like, man, those days were so entertaining. Yeah, it can stay dead, alright? Fuck that shit, dude.
In hindsight,
I like
it was
how
kind of entertaining, but like...
In hindsight, it was entertaining, but I kind of like how stuff is now, where people, you know... Because, like, the way it is now, people have to rely on their own, like, abilities to carry their shows now, whereas before, like, you had a bunch of shows that on their own, they were shit, but, like, they were only big because, like, other people coming on now. Nowadays, you kind of have to, like, carry your own weight now, which is resulted, in my opinion, at least, better shows.
Yeah.
So IBS can fucking fuck off, stay dead. I mean,
Yeah,
elements
kind
of
of
it can come back. I like debates, but that's not the same thing. Like, what
yeah,
people
I
want
mean,
back-
those have existed before IBS.
Yeah.
I guess there's like entertaining
other
elements you can
communities,
take from it and utilize. I mean, here we definitely have people.
In my
fight it out
opinion, there's a
occasionally,
difference
but-
between, like, you know, the debates. I fucking love all the debates and shit. The one they did recently with RFCAH and that other guy, I enjoyed that one. But, like, yeah, debates, they can stay. But, like, the whole, like, culture behind it, yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's play this shit. Oh shit, I forgot this is a memeology video, so I actually have to read. I was just sipping my coffee, kind of listening to the music, but then I remember I have to read this. Alright, Cheong admits to the swatting. He told the police Worski had drugs and firearms, which is why the swatting happened. They didn't find anything because those were false allegations. What the fuck is this music? I like memeology's new music way better. Here's Cheong confessing and giving bullshit excuses as to why he swatted Worski. The best part of this story, and I really hope there's people in here who are like have no idea what we're talking about, so that they can get like become like immersed in the lore. But the best part about this story was we found out because he was like hitting up like e-girls. Like Cheong, for those of you who don't know, he's like a massive simp, dude. He's like the king of all simps. Which is funny because most simps, like the stereotype is that they have like no followers or just some like random dude. He's got like 100,000. He's verified. He's like this big journalist, but he's still like a simp at the end of the day. He's like a massive simp for these e-girls. And so he's hitting this one girl up, and he thought the ultimate way to get in the pants was to talk about how, yeah, I swatted Andy Worski, dude. I was fucking, you know, I straight up fucking, you know, sent the cops to his house. I told him that he was part of the alt-right. He had fire weapons and stuff. He's dangerous and stuff like that. And it's like, what girl wants to hear about this, right? Like you can only go so much. Like when you're talking to a girl and you're talking about the stuff you do online, there's only like so much you can say that's not just complete cringe already. And to go to this, like, wait a minute, what do I talk about? Do I tell her about all my articles, my accomplishments or something and stuff like? Now let me talk about, you know, the other week when somebody triggered me, so I fucking sent cops to his house. I'm sure she's gonna love that story, dude. It's gonna be a good old riveting tale. What is a simp? A simp is like a fucking thirsty dude who fucking like is like, you know, trying to talk to e-girls and get their attention, but it just doesn't work. That's basically what a simp is.
Thing out saying that she's gonna make a video on me. That really.
I can't believe that's how we got the audio of this. He was like, "Girl, look, I swat Andy Worski. Yeah, I'm pretty big
and
shit. You know, suck my cock after this."
Yeah, exactly. And she sent it to Keemstar instead. Dude, man's got completely like he didn't just get blue balled. He got completely like anally raped from this.
I did not need to see that. I'm more than happy to just let him leave me alone. But he forced my hand, so I called the police.
He forced my hand. I had to do it, guys. I'm not, you know, I didn't want to do this. I had to do this. There was just no other option.
I actually called the police on him. I know what he does. I know he has illegal firearms. I know that he is deeply entrenched in the alt-right. I know that he has a lot of cocaine in his house. Yeah, he's fucked. He's fucked. I even talked to them on the phone. So, who knows? Maybe they'll pay him a visit very soon.
Alright, so that's the audio there. That's basically Memeology's video. There was another part of the audio. I don't know if he has this in the article here. If we can scroll down. There was another part. I think... Okay, yeah, this is the second part. This shit is funny right here. So he... You know, he says that to the girl, but there's actually, like, more audio. right, this one's only 30 seconds long. I hope this is what I want.
And hopefully soon the Mississauga police will be paying him a nice little visit. I told them that he was
Nice
armed
little
and
visit.
dangerous, because he is. He's got guns, and that he's prone to bouts of schizophrenia and bouts of violence. So he might be in for a treat. It's
A
all
little
true, by the
treat.
way. He is prone to all these things. So that's not just me trying to get him killed.
All right. Let me explain this to you guys. If you're lost in the sauce right now, let me just fill you guys in, all right? This guy had a YouTube channel, a gaming YouTube channel. They were going full bunting with the gamer. They had a gaming channel. It was called Hype Break, and it was with Andy Worski and Ian Miles Cheong. So they did this gaming channel. They made gaming videos. It was fucking epic, all right? What ended up happening is, I'm trying to remember this. So some DMs were leaked, basically. I think Failure was like showing like one of Andy Worski's buddies was like looking through DMs, and it exposed the fact that basically Ian was talking to people that like wanted to like fuck with like Worski or something. So Worski got triggered. He went at Ian. Ian got triggered, and his response was to call the cops and literally try to get him killed, as he admits in this audio. This whole dispute starting from a fucking gaming channel, because like basically Ian took the gaming channel, he took all the AdSense, so Worski was triggered. It was like this giant shit show, and Ian was just like, all right, motherfucker, I'm gonna swat your ass and get you fucking murdered. And that's the lore. Jesus Christ, dude. I love, like, this side of the internet produces some of the craziest stories. Like, you think some of the stories last year with commentary were, like, fucking bad, and some of them were, don't get me wrong. There are some stories on the internet where it explodes to disastrous overreactions that you just have to sit there and imagine. How does it get to this point? How do you, it's like me and Bowblax doing this podcast here. We get into a little dispute, and suddenly I want to, like, send cops to murder fucking Bowblax, like, stomp him to death.
Yeah.
It's like, how does it escalate to this point?
Holy shit, like, sometimes you just look at these internet stories and you think, like, how is any human being capable of thinking and then performing these actions? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, this isn't even the craziest shit I've seen on the internet. Obviously, there's much more crazy shit that's gone on besides this, but, like, oh my god, even this, it's just like, why, dude?
I love that, like, that last line there. Let me see if I can get it back.
So, that's not just me trying to get him killed.
Dude, that's not just me trying to get him killed, implying that that's one of the reasons why he wants to send the cops there. He's like, I'm not just trying to get him killed, I'm also trying to, send this information to the police and do the good, whatever. He wanted to get him killed. He's admitting that in the audio. Like, that's not like a chat. Is that, am I, like, twisting his intentions here? Am I looking too deep into this? Or is that literally what he's admitting? Like, how else do you take that? That's not just me trying to get him killed.
Yeah. By the way, I know it's implied that I'm trying to kill him here, but hey, I don't really want him dead. I don't
really
want him
if it's
dead. A side effect, whatever.
Yeah.
But not the goal here,
Somebody in the chat says, who disliked? Who do you think?
Dude, it's Cheong, dude.
He's here, dude. Actually, I could lose my Twitter account, so...
Uh-oh. Dude, you might get swatted.
We are live on Twitter
out,
right now, so I'm
basically... You just see it, Ian Miles Cheong watching.
I'm feeding to the fire at this point. I can't... I have no one to blame but myself if I lose my account. I mean, I know what's going to happen. This is... I'm not playing it smart here. I'm totally going to get fucking ruined, but...
He's indefensible.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, Nick, people sure did try to defend him back in the day.
Alright.
You more than anyone would know how indefensible he is.
He already put a disavow in the chat. Why are you fucking roasting my mans over here? Fucking hell, man. To be fair,
they make folder jokes.
Yeah, to be fair, the folder jokes have lasted this long, so will Chungus. Alright, it's only fair.
Yeah.
I'm not in any controversies, though, so I'm fucking scot-free. Right? Yeah. I'm trying to think. Like,
dude, Augie's perfect, dude.
My folder controversy is so small compared to, like, yours, so I basically got nothing, dude. I'm clean. Alright. Anyway.
Yeah, I know, Nick. I'm just memeing. I know. I know the backstory.
All right, back to the Chungus story. Why am I bringing all this old ass shit up again? This is from a year ago. Well, there's a reason for that. Because over the past year, I've noticed that every time people bring up this story, every time people remind him directly of this story, mysteriously, they start getting a bunch of tip bans on Twitter until it translates to enough tip bans until it turns into a permanent ban. I've seen this happen to 2 people now that are my friends. You've seen it happen to Lioned, and we've seen it happen to Tipster multiple times. I actually have a clip from Tipster's podcast where he talks about this more recently. Tipster's had like 5-6 accounts since then, and a few weeks ago his most recent account was banned, and he talks about this. Let's play a little bit of Tipster's thing right here.
I think there might be a Chungus among us because, you know, I noticed something the last couple times I got suspended on Twitter. First of all, let's give a little bit of backstory. Some of you guys who've been following me for a while already know this fucking story, but let me give some backstory for the new people in the crowd. The original reason I got suspended, I 100% blame on Chungus, aka Ian Miles Chung, because I have never been on Twitter, like been in trouble on Twitter. Never happened before, right? But the one time I call Ian Miles Chung out, who is not only a blue check mark, and we all know Twitter favors their blue check marks, but is also a journalist, and we all know how much they suck the fucking nuts off of journalists as well. Okay, he's both.
It's fucking creepy.
Yeah. So Ian Miles Chung, early in the year, gets exposed for swatting Andy Worski.
All right, I think we've been through this. I'm going to speed it up until we get to one part.
And it's not even like it's a possible thing. Like, there's leaked audio of him talking to some e-girl he's trying to fuck, admitting to it. He's bragging about it to try and get in this girl's face. Right? So he does this thing. I almost killed the guy once. You want to suck my dick? Yeah, pretty much. So he gets exposed for this shit, okay? Right? And a lot of people covered it, myself included. Now, a month later, he's moral grandstanding on Twitter about how horrible it is to swat.
All right, this is the part. So he's more grandstanding. Let's listen to this.
People. So I see this, and I get into his replies, and I'm like, wait a minute. Didn't you get exposed last month for swatting Andy Worski? And so a lot of people in the replies start asking me, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So to everybody that replies, I provide links to my videos so they could see exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. The next day, I'm locked out of my Twitter account, and it shows me all the tweets. It says you're going to be locked out for a period of a week. And it says, in order to, start the countdown, you have to delete these tweets. Guess what fucking tweets they are?
Yep.
All the fucking tweets where I linked my videos about him swatting Andy Worski, okay? Now, after...
Oh! Woo, woo, woo! Oh! Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Bowblax?
I actually wasn't paying enough attention.
Are you fucking retarded? He basically said, for all the retards that fell asleep, that's a fucking diss to Tipster, by the way. Jesus, if content puts you to sleep.
No, I got distracted by the chat, the ricochet in the chat. I'm ADHD, so I'm very focused on one thing at a time.
Okay.
Tipster
to catch
great.
you up to speed, Tipster got suspended, and Twitter was basically pointing to all the tweets talking about Chungus. So Chungus flogged him, basically. Let's not call it not what it is. Chungus flogged him. All right.
Yeah. No, Tipster show's great, dude.
You're such a fucking asshole.
No, it is. I was thinking of saying that after we were done watching the clip too.
You're just sitting there.
Because dude is fucking.
Yeah, Tipster show.
The way he went in on Chungus, man, I fucking love that.
Oh my god.
And
it's happened to more people too. Like let's pull this up right here. This is Lioned. He makes a bunch of funny Twitter memes. Also working on the site. This is my so I said something. Tipster talks about Ian Miles Chung's scandals, and suddenly he's gone from Twitter again. How obvious could this get? Lioned says, my first Twitter ban came as a result of some tweets calling Ian out as well. Luckily for me, it's just a 7-day ban. Tipster, not so much. The ease with which he can get away with this bullshit. And then I quote tweet that saying, Ian Miles Chung has a contact with Twitter and a verified status, so if you call him out, he will get your account enough temp bans until a permanent ban happens for something else. Now, when I tweeted that, the part where I say he has a contact with Twitter, I basically said that, like...
Yeah, I'd like for you to take down our interview, Bowblax. I thought we were on better terms than this, clearly not.
Thank you, tipster. Oh my god. Now, when I tweeted that and I mentioned the Twitter contact, I basically said that like as like an assumption. Like I pretty much figured it out. I was like, yeah, he probably has a Twitter contact, but I didn't know for sure. Well, instantly I had Ralph say that's what he's heard, and I had another journalist quote tweet that and say and confirm that information as well. Now let's take a look at this. All right, this isn't the first time I've heard of this too. All right. Now, this lady right here, she's a journalist. She wrote an article on email Cheong too. And this morning, she dropped some very, very interesting DMs in relation to the big man himself. And this basically confirms, at the end of the day, what I've been saying. Let's pull it up. So, this is Will Chamberlain. He runs Human Events, which is the publication that Ian Malshung currently writes for. Both of them are basically like conservative, like MAGA type people, basically. She wrote an article, this journalist, about Ian Malshung. It's titled Ian Malshung is a Monster. She talks about a lot of the stuff, a lot of his hypocrisy, a lot of, the swatting, stuff like that. It's basically like a giant fucking nuke on Ian Malshung, right? And so she gets hit up by Chamberlain. And he says, Ashley, would you delete this piece and refrain from talking about Ian/Human Events in public going forward? I'm asking. She says, is he no longer associated with Human Events? He says, no. And any such demand is a complete non-starter. If there are tweets or other public statements you would like to have deleted, I could make that happen. This is a good faith offer to bury the hatchet. Ian is not talking about you. She says, I have no idea what you're talking about. I asked if there was a factual inaccuracy in what I posted. I didn't demand his firing. He says, okay, is there something else precluding you from doing me a favor and deleting the article / refraining from discussing Ian and or Human Events going forward? Now, just to remind you of Ian's big hot take on freedom of speech, although I'm sure you can take a guess. I mean, he's a conservative writer. Just to point it out, this is a tweet from a few months ago, and in order to show this, I have to pull this up on a fucking incognito tab because he has me banned on Twitter. He says, according to this leftist, only people with correct opinion should be allowed to speak because having a right to your own independent opinion is fascism. Excuse me, but what the fuck? Leftists are calling for suppression of free speech and claiming that free speech enables fascism. Okay, so you can obviously tell his position here. Then why, Mr. Free Speech, are you sending people to remove critical articles written about you? And why does every time somebody has a hot take on you, whether it be a YouTuber or a fucking meme account with 200 followers, why do these accounts mysteriously disappear? Like, how obvious could it get at this point? Does he honestly expect people not to see what's going on here? Who the fuck is following Ian Malshung and thinking he is an honest, credible journalist who believes in free speech? Of course he doesn't. Of course he doesn't. His previous online history has him all over the map. Like, he's got like stuff from like the early 2000s where he's talking about being a Nazi. Admittedly, I think that stuff's a joke or whatever. Then he's going full SJW. Then he became like he got red pilled or something like that. He's all over the map. And you can have a difference of opinion. That's not what I'm, arguing. But I'm just saying, it doesn't take a retard to look at all this shit and figure out that this guy does not give a fuck about any set value principles. He doesn't care. He's a grifter. He's there to pull in the clicks and make the money. That's what he's there for. He's not real.
Yeah.
And he's also a sociopath on top of that, so it's not a good mix.
Yeah. You can obviously tell, like, when... Because usually if people, like, legitimately switch political sides, like, from left to right or right to left, they, like, keep some attributes of the previous side. Like, there's
it's not
obviously,
like
some
overnight
nuance
thing either.
in
It's
their...
like through the course of several months, you start to gradually shift to a different position. You don't just, like, wake up one day in SJW and then the next day you're like, yeah, I'm fucking base now. No.
Yeah, there's usually, like, some nuance of opinion, but, like, if you look at any of Ian Malshung's tweets, It's like all like super conservative, like typical talking points, etc. Which is fine to have if it's his genuine opinion, but just based off his history, it's not. So.
Well, it's also you can't be free speech guy.
Yeah, and you can't be free speech.
Working for a fucking publication where the owner of that publication is getting critical pieces of you taken down. How do you stand for a set value of principles working for a place like that? I'll tell you the answer. There are no principles, all right? Let's remind us what we're talking, let's remind ourselves what we're talking about. This is a journalist, an online journalist.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So really, nobody should act surprised. Nobody should look at this and be like, oh, wow, dude, big expose or something. I mean, you can tell from the start. The only reason why I find this interesting is that he's going after people that I know. People that help me out. You know, like all the news channels on YouTube. Me, Memology, Pescator, Bowblax, fucking Tommy, Nick, Tipster. You know, we all work together generally. Like, sometimes, like, I'll hit people up and ask them for help and shit. Optimus, he's another person who's willing to help. All these people, like, work together. Tipster being one of them. So when Tipster is nuked out of orbit on Twitter, not only am I upset about that because, you know, Tipster's the homie and shit, and he's getting deplatformed, but it's also, like, it affects me in a way, right? Because it makes it harder for me to see what Tipster's talking about. It makes it harder for me to be able to contact Tipster because always, you know, we got Discord and stuff. I mean, it's not like we're out of contact with them, but it's just another way that we can reach out to him that's now taken away because this guy is a fucking flagger. All right, when you're taking out, like, Lina does some really, like, he needs to do more videos, but he does, like when there's, like, a big, like, story going on, he's not bad at researching shit. He is not bad. Never forget, during the D'Angelo Turkey Tom situation, he wrote this whole spreadsheet documenting all of D'Angelo's hot takes and opinions and pinpointing his controversies, all right? It's autistic, the amount of research he does on this shit, but it is valuable. It helps us. So when Chungus is taking these guys out, it's not just me getting, like, pissed off for the sake of other people. At some level, I'm also affected by that, right? And it also affects me because now I know, okay, there is now a topic I can't talk about because I could risk losing my Twitter account. Fuck that, all right? Fuck that. I'll talk about whatever the hell I want. I'm not going to sit here and let these giant fucking loser fucking retard grifters tell me what to talk about. And Chungus knows who I am. Maybe he doesn't remember me, but I can pull up my alternate Twitter. And we can see he's talked about me before. Let me find this. Yeah, so this is... I remember I tweeted at him back in... When did I tweet this? Back in March. I tweeted at him. There it is. I said, how's your journalism career going, Ian? This is when Tipster was going at him. So I tweeted him. I take a little shot or whatever. He didn't quote tweet that. He didn't fucking own me with some epic take or make fun of me. That would have been kind of funny, depending on what he said. I would have been like, okay, fair enough. You know, I'll throw some shade your way, you throw shade back. You know, it's fair. He runs to his Discord server. Now, this was sent to me in May. So 2 months later, he digs this shit up. I don't know why. Maybe somebody in his server was talking. Maybe I don't know why they would. I mean, back in May, I had like what? I just passed 1,000 subs or something like that. So it's not like I was like booming. I was like exploding, and he had to respond to me. He just randomly pulls up a 2-month-old tweet from me. So he pulls this shit up, and he didn't quote tweet it. He posts it in his Discord server. I'm assuming this is his. This could be a private one. I don't know. So whoever leaked it to me said like, don't reveal my name and don't reveal that I did this. Just keep me anonymous. So it might have been his private one for all I know. I don't know. But he says, better than his YouTube career. Speaking of which, I have 25,000 more subs than he does on YouTube. So what the fuck is he on? Get the fuck out of here. He's getting fucking triggered at my tweet. I swear to God. It's just like, why? Why does this guy get so fucking ass mad? Now, I'm glad he didn't fucking flag me out of existence, alright? That's one thing. But it just goes to show the level of ass hurt. You know, I make a tweet at him. 2 months later, he replies. Come on now. Oh my God. I don't know. Hey, I just fucking, give me a second here. I just fucking ripped my headphones off. My headphones break sometimes, so I gotta, like, snap that shit back together. They're like scuffed as fuck. Okay, I put them back on. Sorry. Sometimes like my headphones will like come off, so I gotta like fucking snap that shit back together. Anyway. All that being said, this guy is a fucking loser. And he's also a sociopath. Alright, let's not, twist it. I mean, if he's willing to get people fucking killed over beef, regardless of how serious the beef is, I mean, I struggle to see any situation where, like, getting the other guy murdered by police is justified or, like, a reasonable response. And it's not like he said, like, in a fit of anger or something, he was like, oh, fuck Worski, I'm gonna get him murdered, or I'm gonna murder him, or something. He just said that, like, in a fit of rage, and then, like, he was like, wait, okay, never mind. He, like, intended to do this. He took the steps that he thought was necessary to get this goal accomplished, alright? He took it to the next level. So let's not forget that either. Alright, but yeah, that's Imal Cheong. Listen, I saw that stuff today, the DM leaks and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, this is fucking ripe for the picking.
Yeah,
So
it's just so directly hypocritical. Like, being so against free or
literally
for free
working
speech.
for a fucking company that's against it. Like publishing articles to a publication that's at the same time telling other journalists to delete critical articles. I'm sure they did it under the guise of this is misinformation, but they don't say what the misinformation was. Like John Swan last week when he made that video about that video editor, and the editor was like, well, you need to take that video down. I'm fine with criticism. I'm fine with, you being critical of my work, but you slandered me. Like, that's always the excuse they go at. You slandered me, so I have to take it to the next step. Hey, if he slandered you, then fucking write an article in response debunking all that shit. That would destroy the credibility of that journalist, right? I mean, that's how I look at it. Is that too much of a simplistic outlook? I don't know. It should be pretty easy to prove what's slander or not, but you don't want to touch it because Ian Miles Cheong, he's smart enough to know that if he opens his mouth about the flashbang stuff in particular, directly about it, there's no way he's going to win. So behind the scenes, he'll go and flag your ass. He'll get fucking triggered, butthurt, cry about you in Discord or whatever. But he's not going to talk about it directly because he's a fucking coward.
Yeah,
he knows he'll lose. Go ahead.
Yeah. His whole platform relies on him just kind of ignoring previous controversies, hoping people haven't seen them, and then kind of like suppressing anyone who brings them up so that those people can't see them.
Yeah.
Essentially. Because like what Tipster was doing is people were asking like, hey, what the fuck did Ian Miles Cheong do? And then he linked them to his videos on the subject, and that informs them that Ian Miles Cheong's a shit person. That takes away his viewer base, so he doesn't want that. He just fucking cuts that off. So he doesn't. I don't think he necessarily like blocks anyone who would disagree with him. Like if you just like say, "Hey, I disagree with you, Chungus," like I don't think he'll block you. I think he'll block you if you're showing a large group of people who he truly is and bringing up his past. Then he'll go after you. But like simple criticism, I don't think he'd go after that. But yeah,
I'm blocked on one of my other things.
If you mention swatting, it's a flag. Yeah, because it brings up his past.
I'm blocked on like one account, another account I have blocked, and then I think I made like a random account. Excuse me, sorry, I'm a little sick, so like my congestion caught up with me. But I made like an account just like shit on him or something. Like I didn't make like. Oh, thank you for the super berry. Speaking of Ian Cheong, he had an epic hypocritical tweet. Could you send that to me in the chat, by the way, or in Discord or something? Anyway, I made this account basically to shit on him. That's what I'm trying to say, and I didn't get blocked. So maybe he muted me. I don't know. He's fucking retarded. Fuck Chongus. Yeah. I hope he gets fucking fired and never employable again because he's a fucking sociopath. All right, somebody just sent me this tweet. Let's take a look at it. Oh, sorry. Let me open it incognito. I just closed my incognito tab because I figured I wouldn't need it anymore. But I gotta reopen it. What is this right here? There are pedophiles in Hollywood and we can expose them, but jumping the gun on conjecture or outright lies and smearing good people doesn't help one bit. It does the opposite. It provides cover to sexual predators who can then claim to be victims of a witch hunt. The right rails against cancel culture and cancel campaigns, rightly so. For consistency's sake, that means that everyone accused of an offense has the right to be presumed innocent before proven guilty. Witch hunts are a left-wing tactic. I guess hypocrisy is that I'm trying to think, like, where's the
Well, he says consistency's sake, which that's hypocrisy. But
yeah, I guess
I don't see like. There's probably something hypocritical here. Like, honestly, if you look into his past, there's probably like other hypocritical parts here, but it's just not coming to me at the moment.
Yeah. Well,
Also, in general, I just don't like these. This is kind of like off topic from Inmao's Cheong. It's like on topic for that tweet, but like less about him specifically. But I don't like these like political Twitter accounts or even YouTubers who like say like who they're on one side and they're like, oh, all these bad things, that's a left-wing problem, or all these bad things, that's a right-wing thing, or whatever. Like, they just start grouping all evil actions with the opposite political side. It's just like, come on, dude. There's more nuance than that. It's not
I guess you can
all
point to,
lefties
like,
are
you
murderers,
know,
horrible people.
I mean, you can point to, recent, like you can point to, like, a lot of times when one specific party will use it, but I don't know. Yeah, I kind of agree that it's a little cringe or whatever.
Yeah.
It
Obviously,
just screams like
there's,
boomer,
like,
libtard. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A little cringe.
It's not like, oh, like, imagine just, like, finding out that someone's, like, liberal and being like, oh, they're a bad person because I'm conservative. Or vice versa. That's kind of how these people talk and think, and it's just like, dude, it's not like one political side has all the evil people, the other political side has all the good people. Like, it's not that. It's not like that, but
for some reason,
yeah,
my chat
cringe.
froze. All right, sorry, I had to fix that. I noticed like the chat froze, and I was like, "Wow, did we fucking like end the conversation?"
Yeah, dude.
No,
Everyone's just done talking.
Yeah. No, to be fair though, I do have a funny thing to play in just a moment. It's a podcast he was on. Now, I remember this, right? And they had watched it on they watched it on the Kill Stream. It's a podcast. It's like a crime podcast. And on one episode they were talking about like, incels and shit and stuff like that. And they were talking about like incels and chads and stuff. And so for the podcast, for their resident Chad, they brought on Inmao's Cheong, and it's fucking cringe. Like, it is bad. So I figured, I couldn't resist taking a listen to this. Just because why not? Why not subject ourselves to the fucking horror? Oh boy. Let's take a listen. I think it starts at 38.
Sword and scale.
All right, let's go to 38. I think that's when they bring them on. Are you ready to become a Chad?
Too, because like it got really frustrating after a while because to me
finally
a little bit of that,
yeah. If there's one person you need to learn how to be a Chad from, it's your big man Cheong.
Finally I can stop being Bowblax, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Like anti-Gamergate at the time, so if you hear that I was pro-Gamergate, that's false. So I used to be a social justice warrior.
Okay.
Strangely enough. Yeah.
Did that feel good? It felt good doing that?
I mostly thought that
virtue
tweet
signaling
was
all the
majorly
time.
hypocritical because he preached how his side needs to be above cancel culture campaigns. And yet he tried to cancel someone by literally swatting him.
Okay, I see the connection you're making. It didn't quite click with me, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Thank you for the 10.
Yeah, but it felt fake too because like it got
Inmao's Cheong. Yeah, when I was in SGW, it felt super fake. It felt a little.
But I continued to do it. It felt fake. I felt like I was being fake. I was basically being fake. But I continued to do it.
That's not even my point. It's just like he's implying that he's also not fake right now. As a conservative.
Yeah.
Not real. I give my takes, dude. I'm all free speech, but I work for companies that get my other people's political shit taken down.
When he flops back to the left, dude, he'll say like, "Oh, being right wing, I felt totally fake."
Because he'll do it. If the shekels are there, he'll do it. I just had this great reawakening. All right, I just changed all my opinions. I was woken. I was awoken.
Really frustrating.
I just don't understand how someone can be like such a hardcore SJW and completely swap to being replying to Trump tweets saying like, "Let's go, Trump!" Hell yeah. Dude, he's like the only person I see like replying to Trump like he's his best bud. Like, he's like, "Hell yeah, brother, get those ironies."
I saw that somebody was like pointing that out. He was like, I saw somebody on my Twitter feed quote tweet that. He's like, "Dude, he's not gonna fuck you." All right, like.
Yeah, didn't he like call like Trump like a big bear or something along those lines?
Is that a real thing?
I'm gonna try and find it. I'm gonna try and find it.
Please find that. That is.
Oh, I think it was "Don't Poke the Bear." Yeah. One sec.
Don't poke the bear. Interesting.
Yeah. So it's a little less gay sounding than I described it, but
give me 1 second.
Okay. I'm looking for this tweet right now, so I can't really entertain the chat.
I'm back.
Okay, thank you.
I come back. Yeah, let me entertain the chat.
After a while, because I would see a lot of my friends, or well, not friends, acquaintances, associates, whatever you want to call them, they would get mad about the dumbest things, right? If someone said "ree," you know, like the sound that the frog makes, they'll say, "Oh, that's a joke about autism. You can't say that." It's like, no, it's not. Like, what are you talking about? So they get mad about the dumbest things, and I would want to call them out, but I couldn't, right? There's always something.
Ian Miles Chung is Bizarro Sank Uyghur.
You wanted to call them out, but you couldn't because it didn't align with your fucking group. Like,
there's always something. So I couldn't call them out
you just
because
say what you mean.
This gets funnier in just a moment. By the way, it gets less political when they start talking about incels and chads. It's great.
You know, if you call them out, you get canceled, right? That's how it works.
Yeah.
Hated it. And so that's based. You know, based means grounded. It means like, you know, not giving a damn about anything, right? That's.
Oh,
yeah, that's pretty basic.
That's the definition of based right
definition
there.
Of
grounded
based.
in reality. Nice definition right there, dude.
Dude, that's so funny. He's like talking to a bunch of boomers, and he's trying to use like slang. Like, what the fuck?
It's a good thing. It's a good term. Orbiter is someone who.
Chungus is not based.
Usually, you know the reply guy thing that you see on Twitter. You know, like guys always replying to girls, right? With like the dumbest comments. You know, a girl posts a selfie and they're like, "Oh my god, it's so hot." You know, you're like smoking hot or whatever the hell. Right?
Oh, he would know a lot about that.
He does this. He literally does this.
Literally does that.
He literally does this. He literally didn't he like DM some girl and like. He was like trying to hook up with her and she just wasn't having it, and then he like bought her like literally like an iPhone or something.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he straight up just bought her an iPhone, dude. Oh, he is so desperate for sex, dude. He does not know how to interact with women at all.
Or what's the story that she already had like a boyfriend or something, and like they were like looking at the DMs and like laughing at him or something? It was like pathetic.
Oh my god.
You're 100.
Worse than Bunty King.
Dude, literally worse than Bunty King. At least, wow. Bunty
yeah, at least Bunty King gets pussy, dude. Like, holy shit.
Bunty King's probably done regrettable shit like that we just don't know about yet.
Yeah, but like he gets pussy. Like, I'm pretty sure Ian has like. Well, yeah, he had a girlfriend.
That's true. Yeah.
But like Ian, I don't think he has any sexual relations. At least in the last 10 years, I can't imagine.
Oh, you know, you could empty my bank account and I would enjoy it. You know, these are orbiters, right? These guys.
Wait, he's making fun of the guys who are like, yeah, all my money is yours when he's buying girls' phones on the internet. This guy's just a walking contract. He'll say anything.
Guys are orbiting around a woman, right?
Yeah.
Around an e-girl, so to speak, right? An e-girl is, well, it's just a girl online, right? And most of them tend to be.
No, there's a difference between women online just existing, and then there's e-girl. It's like e-girl's like it's like boomer, right? It's a mentality, you know? Like there's like the e-girl mentality, there's a boomer mentality. You don't have to be like 70 years old to be a boomer. You can be people call me a boomer, right? Should tell you everything. It's a mentality.
You know,
and e-girl's kind of like that. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I just like how he's trying to explain.
Yeah, he's explaining all of these terms to these fucking boomers or something.
Instagram famous or Twitter famous. They post selfies, are gorgeous, right? Some of my friends are, you know, I guess you could
They're
call
gorgeous.
them e-girls.
The way he talks, you know, he's a
They're
simp.
gorgeous.
No one describes it that way. Like, yeah, I guess they are.
He's dipping into his inner. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like no one's like, oh, they're gorgeous. Like when just casually like explaining them, they're like, yo, they're whatever, maybe. But like gorgeous is like such a simp thing to say, at least in that context.
Jade in the chest is e-girls a lifestyle. Fair enough.
And depending on who you talk to, it could be seen as an insult, right? Because it's kind of demeaning, but it's also true. They get a lot of money for it. You know, like they have like a Patreon or like a...
E-girl's only demeaning if you like play... E-girl's demeaning if you don't play into it, right? If somebody calls you an e-girl and you're like, this man is oppressing me, alright, well... But if somebody's just calling you e-girl, you'd be like, yeah, I'm an e-girl, so... You're gonna sub to my fucking Patreon?
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's...
Gotta play into it.
I don't know. I like fucking with e-girls. That's the fun part.
Well, it depends. Like, the way he's described... Like, I wouldn't say his definition of an e-girl is my definition of an e-girl. I would say that's more of like an e-thought or like an e...
Dude, e-girls are
something
like
along those lines.
deceptive, though. Like, that's the thing. Chunk has probably learned all his tactics of deception from talking and simping over all these e-girls, right?
Yeah.
They will fuck you over if you talk to them.
PayPal and people just like giving them money. It's weird. It's a thing.
It's
so
weird.
It's that people would give them money.
It's so weird that they were giving money to look fucking
giving them a phone.
Looks at Ian Miles Chunk's bank statement, like -1,000 to Patreon. Okay,
dude,
buddy.
I saw on Twitter, there was like this viral tweet of like this girl who was basically on Twitter. She was just like, I just had to do my last semester of college with my phone. I had to type out full college essays on my phone because my laptop was broken, and I still passed all my classes. And then this simp was in the replies. He was basically sitting there like, you still need a laptop? And she was like, yes. And he was just like, okay, just DM'd you $1,000 on Cash App or whatever. And everybody was like, it was like a debate. Like, they were divided. You had like one side who was like, that was really generous. That was a really nice, like, act of charity. And then you had the other side who was just like, fucking simp, loser, cuck. And I was kind of divided, right? Because I was like, I mean, that's pretty, like, you could look at that as like a charity act, you know? But then again, you're just... That's weird, though, giving, like, random women like, $1,000 just out of nowhere, all right? I mean, if you got the money to blow... I guess, you know, because...
Yeah, it really depends the context. It depends his financial situation, like how much is $1,000
let's just be real, though. He was a simp.
And then, yeah, it's pretty simpy, especially since it's just like a random girl online.
Yeah.
Like, if it's someone you know, then yeah, I guess that would...
Even still, like, in cases where you know the person, like, if you, like, known a girl or something for years, and you're still trying to get in, and you've, like, the opportunity is, like, long past you, and you're still, like, let me buy you a new,
it's a bit extreme.
It's like, okay, chill, your chance was, like, lost years ago.
I would say the only, like, way where that isn't simpy is, like, if they already have, like, if they're already pretty well off and they're just, it's more of like in the context of doing them a favor and they're already like looking at other people or in another relationship or just doing whatever. And they're like, oh, you need a laptop? Here you go. I have the money. Whatever. Like that's a
you
context
could argue
where I feel
Scrubby
it's not simpy.
is a simp for me. He's a simp for Tony too. Yeah. If you donate to me, you're hey chat, how's it feel every time you send a super chat or you donate? You're a little simp.
Yeah, dude. Everyone's here for Augie's good looks, dude. Not his fucking takes, dude. Everyone watches Augie on mute, dude.
What do you mean? They're here for the content. I'm not running a little
they're all
organization
simps,
here.
Dude.
They're all here for the intellectual takes. Speaking of intellectual takes, let's keep listening to Chongus's take on what the state is between incels and or whatever the hell he's talking about. I don't know why he's here. By the way, podcast 1.5k views. Fucking. Oh.
They do that.
Yeah, we're gonna double the view count just with this VOD.
That's called pay pigs, right? That's what they.
Yeah, pay pigs. Those are pay pigs. Yeah.
I've learned a lot
nice
this week. I've learned so much.
Oh, that's an actual term, pay
Did
pig.
you just say pay pigs are nice guys? I mean, he's not wrong. If you're a pay pig at me, I would consider you to be a nice person.
Wait, what is a pay pig? Like a simp?
Hell yeah. Welcome to the simps.
And you have the orbiters, you know, who are usually nice guys. You know, like some of them are even married. It's weird. I don't know why they do it, but they do it, right?
What the fuck's an orbiter?
They just like.
Orbiter is just like, you know, beta cuck orbiter. It's like it's a simp. It's just another word for it.
Dude, all these fucking terms, dude.
Yeah, it's like
even I'm like losing track of
female company.
Orbiters.
It's like how you orbited around Leslie.
Does that make you my simp then?
Nobody's your simp, Cisco.
Because you've donated to me a few times on my stream.
Number one pay pig right
Sonic
here.
fans are
Cisco's Number one pay pig. Number one simp. Welcome to the club, boys. What's an orbiter? A 2020. Is that a thing? No.
Not all of them are bad people, but they are kind of pathetic, right? That's why you call them beta. You know, like betas.
This is too good.
Opposed to alphas who don't give a fuck.
Right.
So you got those guys, and then you've got the incels. Those guys are, well, they're involuntarily celibate. and they're mad about it, right? And now it's not just like an insult that you call someone an incel. I mean, you can use it as an insult. You know, some people would, like, if they don't like me, they'll call me an incel, for example. I call people in.
I don't think that's why they're calling you the incel, Chungus. I mean, that might be part of it, but I don't think that's the only reason why they're calling you an incel.
Maybe as a joke, but that isn't all it is, right? There's this forum. It used to be on Reddit. I think it used to be like brain cells or like incels. They had a few different ones. They got banned. They self-identify as incels, and these guys, they hate women, right? Many of them would be orbiters, and many of them are. Like, they stalk women. Like, many of my female friends have at least 1 or 2 incels who stalk them.
Many of my female friends.
Dude, oh my god, the way he said that. But yeah, I like how there's like a spectrum. Like, the bottom of the barrel is a incel, but then you can upgrade to an orbiter, which is a bit more like a normal human being, and then like just like all these fucking terms climbing up the ladder.
There's like 2 ways to take that female friends thing, right? Like, you could say that's him, like, trying to be, like, a fucking, like, yeah, I got a lot of female friends. But then it also sounds like cucked, right? Because you say friends. You know? It's not like all the females I know, all the female friends that I know. You've kind of, like, fucked yourself.
Yeah.
You know? You've kind of, like...
Yeah, I don't know. Like, wouldn't you just word it, like, all the girls
all
I
the
know, or
females
all the
I know,
women
all
I know?
Yeah, all the women I know. Yeah. It's like all my female friends. The way he words it, it's like a cell phone.
I guess, but I mean, how else could he say that?
Just say women.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All
like,
the bitches that I know. That's what you said.
Right?
But
just
yeah,
like any orbiter
strange.
would, but they also send them like rape threats or death threats.
They want to get a woman's attention, but they're mad that
even on this podcast, he's like cucking for them. He's like, yeah, they get a lot of rape threats and death threats, but I'm here to defend them.
they're not getting it, so they think they're entitled to it. As we've mentioned, a prime example of an incel is Elliot Rodger.
Why does everybody go to Elliot Rodger? Mumkey Jones is a ruined Elliot Rodger now.
Recent example is...
Well, I guess Elliot Rodger ruined Elliot Rodger if you think about it.
Yeah, I think Elliot Rodger was ruined.
Elliot Rodger was great until Mumkey came along.
Alec Manassian, the perpetrator of last year's van attack in Toronto, who posted online, "The incel rebellion has begun. We will overthrow all the Chads and Stacys. All hail to the supreme gentleman, Elliot Rodger." Incel rebellion, believe it or not, is a term that is interchangeable with beta uprising or beta male uprising. I wish I were making all of this shit up.
Beta male uprising. They can't even rise from bed. Fucking sitting in their rooms crying all day. How are they gonna rise?
True. Yeah, because betas don't have any agency, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you have agency and you're ready to like rise up and do something, you're an alpha, or not necessarily an alpha, but you're not a beta.
Fucking cry all day. Like, there's no rising.
Betas are like scared, dude. Like someone like. They're like flinching all the time, fucking
they're like
running
the guy
away,
that
hiding
they go to
in
like
corner.
McDonald's and like they catch your ass like if they want the receipt or not, and they're like, it's like chill the fuck.
They like
out.
mumble everything. Their like head is looking down. They're like, hey, they're like, what would you like to order? They're like, a Big Mac. And they're like, wait, what did you say?
My favorite like beta trait is
Big Mac.
it's like when they're like walking or something and they like walk like really weirdly, like they take like different like amounts of space every time they walk because they're like thinking about like how to like walk and not be awkward, but they're awkward because they overthink it. It's like little things like that. How are these people going? We can rise up. Shut the fuck up.
I don't mean
these guys are nuts.
I don't mean to laugh, but I mean, these people are fucking ridiculous.
They're fucking insane, right? That's what they are.
And they spend way too much time online. I think that's the problem. They spend too much time bolstering their stupid ideologies.
Wait, that's literally him. That's literally Ian Miles Cheong. What do you mean? He literally bolsters all of his fucking ideologies. And it is online all day.
He bolsters his Chad-like ideologies. It's different.
Yeah, he's a Chad.
Don't have any female friends. They think women are difficult to talk to.
Female. Why does he keep saying that?
Yeah, they don't have any female friends.
So when they see a guy like me or say you, we are fine. We interact with women all the time.
I interact with women all the time. Trust me,
This is
dude.
the second time he's tried to convince the. He's either trying to convince the panel or himself that he's a fucking Chad.
I think it's himself.
Yeah. He's failing at both either way.
Cadre of...
Well, maybe these guys are eating it up. I don't know. They did invite Ian Miles Chung to come on their podcast to be the resident Chad over here, so I don't know what they were expecting.
Female friends, they get irritated. They're like, they'll say things like, how can you be friends with this guy? He's such an asshole, right? So we get called Chads.
Here are a few.
We get called Chads. Who? By
Who calls Ian Miles Chung a Chad? Who has ever uttered the words, Ian is a Chad? Wow, that's a Chad right there. Like, unironically, like, holy shit. Ian Miles Chung is peak alpha male, like the top specimen of manhood right there.
Who? Literally who?
Who has said that? Who has said... I want to know, because they're legitimately insane. Either that or they're so beta that anyone looks like a Chad.
I'll tell you who, Bowblax. It's his absorbent amount of female friends.
Oh, yeah. Dude, his female friends, he has so many, they orbit him, dude. They're the orbiters of him. He's such a Chad, dude.
Definitions according to
his female friends.
Incels.
Let me tell you, his female friends get a lot of high five.
Dude, I love his female friends.
I love my fellow female friends, don't you, Augie?
I got loads of fucking female friends.
I got loads of female
friends.
Yeah, friends.
Is someone who can elicit near universal positive female sexual attention at will. A Chad tends to be between an 8 to a 10, has an extremely high income and or an extreme amount of social status. I guess I'm a Chad. I guess that's what I am. He can have sex with a wide variety of women and has exclusive access to Stacy. Chad is not necessarily a male model, but all male models are Chads. A Stacy, you may ask. What is a Stacy? Well, we're about to find out. A Stacy is the ultimate embodiment of every wicked, depraved aspect of feminine nature. Oh, wow. A stereotypical mean girl or cheerleader who is able to secure sexual intimacy with Chad. She is vain, obsessed with jewelry, makeup, and clothes. She is an entitled whore whose rich daddy funds her Caribbean vacations to go find herself. She entertains a flock of orbiters who shower her with attention and validation, only to open her legs for Chad instead. Becky's, on the other hand...
This is like a children's story, dude. It literally feels like I'm being told a children's story. And then the Chad and the Stacy got together.
Dude,
and
Becky,
made you.
Though. What the hell is a I've heard Chad, I've heard Stacy. Nobody really uses Stacy. Everybody uses Chad.
I've
Nobody
never
really
heard
uses...
Stacy until
But they're
this
going to talk
podcast.
about Becky now. Who the fuck is Becky?
Subordinate to Stacy's in terms of looks and social status. In other words, the average young woman. Despite their lower position on the social totem pole, they will nonetheless ignore around 80% of men in their youth, unless he makes more money than her. This sexual jockeying often puts them at odds with
what is
both
this
each other.
scientific fucking statistics on if a woman or a man will approach each other? This is like some incel shit right here. Literally.
This is amazing.
As well as the Stacys.
She was popular online. She was getting a lot of this attention. Most of it was, I guess, normal attention, but a lot of it wasn't.
When the internet collective began to scour through Bianca's extensive history online...
They're talking about Bianca Devins, the e-girl who was murdered by that fucking psychopath.
They found some things that were disturbing. Chat logs surfaced where Bianca didn't come off too well. She went by the name Xanax, or Xans, or Oxy. One thread where her name was Xanax read, I have too many orbiters I can bounce back with twice.
Alright, hold on. What am I listening
They
to?
were using this... What?
As fucking hard. You know you mean jack shit to me. I can replace you in a fucking second. You are nothing. I was cheating on you anyways. Never cared about our relationship.
Oh, they're playing the Bianca Devin DMs. All right. Well, I think that's transcended past Cheong. I think we got through the juicy parts. If you want to listen to this podcast and get informed about all the
Yeah, Chad, Stacy's, Becky's,
all the lore or whatever, there's the link to the podcast. Always credit your sources, boys. Let's bring in Turkey Tom. He says he has a story about Ian Miles Chung and women, so I can't wait to hear. Turkey Tom, you're on the air. Turkey Tom.
Oh,
Gobble,
hello,
gobble, Turkey Tom.
AugieRFC.
What's up?
Hello, how are we doing today?
Welcome to the
So,
program. Aren't you and Ian Miles Chung friends? Are you like backstabbing him right now live? What's going on here?
Not really. I was friends with him a little while ago. We don't really talk anymore. But I just have a little story. This isn't like anything super serious, but back when I was talking to Ian, I would hang out in this Discord server with a bunch of people, a bunch of YouTubers, people like Jay Aubrey were in there. Delusia was in there. We were having a fun time. And I was in a call once, and there was this like Irish single mom in the call, and then it was me and Ian. And they were just like talking, and I was just like being a retard as usual. And he was like, "Hey Tom, just cut it out right now, bro." And I was like, all right, Mr. Cheong. So I did. Stopped being a retard, and and then eventually she like got bored and left the call. And he was like, after a few minutes after they had gone, and me and Ian were just kind of talking, and he was like, I'm like dating her, right? And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. But I kind of inferred from the way you guys were talking. He's like, yeah, that's like, yeah, we're dating. So I just kind of assumed they were, together. And when we were in like group chat, she'd always just like say dumb shit, and he'd be like, oh, that looks good on you. Like he'd just be like simping really hard, right? And then like a few months later, I was talking about this with some people who knew him around that time, and they were like, yeah, he told us that she was his girlfriend too, or e-girlfriend or whatever. But eventually we asked her, and she was like, what? And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, they never dated. They were never together. He was just simping, and he was just telling people that she was his girlfriend.
Oh my god! So that is holy shit. That's peak
fucking
desperation. That's sad. That's sad, but it's funny.
I mean, this is all hearsay, I guess.
Yeah.
But this is just what I've been told. So I don't know, man.
Funny.
Hilarious. So he just like
Honestly,
the Chad himself. He was like, "Yeah, I'm dating this girl. I'm fucking this girl." And then like she's like, "What? No."
Yeah, and he lives in like Malaysia, and she lives in like Ireland. So I don't know really how that worked. But
nice, dude. Why is he like the fucking dating dude?
He's
Bowblax,
like 30 years old. I don't know.
That's the other thing, right? Like people like my age or something like eat it or whatever. But when you're like 30 or something, it's like, okay, come on. But then again, he's in Malaysia,
like,
so
all right,
I guess. Bro. Yeah, I don't know.
Slim pickings. Can't find those pretty Irish girls, Not really coming in swarms to Malaysia.
That's funny. Was she significantly young? Okay, just kidding. I'm just fucking
she was. I think she was older than him, actually.
Oh shit. Right.
She was like a single mom.
Jesus, wait, he's trying to get MILF?
I guess, bro. I mean, she was kind of pretty, but I don't know, man.
Did you try
just
to
a weird, just a wacky story.
Dude? You try to cuck Ian Miles Chung?
No.
Ian Miles Chung gets cucked by Turkey Tom.
I could never do that. Ian is too handsome.
Yeah, Ian's too much of a Chad.
I don't know about that.
Too many orbiters.
Ian has too many female friends.
Yeah.
Why does he always say that? Female friends.
Female.
I have a lot of female friends.
I
don't think I have like.
I think female friends.
I don't have very many female friends. I'll be honest. I have very few, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. Like I knew like there's like a lot of guys or whatever that like I knew like it happens to IRL and online. It's like they have like a bunch of like female friends or whatever, but they're literally just friends. Like nothing is happening. They just got like a bunch of female friends, and I'm just like, how do you put up with this, right? You got a bunch of fucking like annoying ass fucking women, hanging around you and shit like that. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, why?
I mean,
Why? What's the point?
We had a
Like,
conversation
you want to like?
about
Are you
this
trying
in
to
a
like
group chat.
build like this image that you're like this old man fucking slayer and shit? It's like they're literally just friends. Like nothing's happening.
He's got his haram. He's got his haram.
What's the point?
No, but we had a conversation in the group chat about this the other day. It was like, are there any like intelligent women in the commentary community? I mean, very few.
I'm trying to think.
There's not many women in the commentary community, period, to be honest, that are creators.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
women, but like they're all like on like the bottom of like the scale in terms of like
They're all e-girls. They're all e-girls.
they're all like on Twitter or if they're making content, they're Twitch streamers, right?
Nicholas
Like,
Diorio chimes in and says none. I agree, Nicholas Diorio.
oh yeah, Nick hates commentary.
Nick hates all women, dude.
Nick hates women. Same.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. It's like the one thing we 100% agree on. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, is there like a woman in the commentary community that's just like they're like got a lot of subs, they really got something going, they're like well respected.
A lot.
There's that Angelica Olks, whatever her name is. You know, who
Never
she
heard
is?
of her
She's
before.
got like a decent.
There's some political commentators that are okay, but
Well, I'm
I
talking
don't know
like
if you count.
I'm talking about like
that
in
as
our
commentary.
sphere, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's Twist Fizz, but she's not very
just, like,
popular.
skits,
She's
though.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, but she does it based on the commentary community. She kind of does her own thing. But...
Angelica Oles, she has pretty successful
It's like,
channel.
if
She's
there's a
got
woman in the commentary
425K,
community
she's
that's
averaging
making-
like 400K views a video.
If there's a woman in the commentary community though, like she's like a Twitch streamer. Like they're all on Twitch. Right?
Yeah, a lot of the Twitch.
Who is this Twitch Fizz person? I've never heard of them.
They do.
She just does skits and stuff. Like, have you ever seen like some of the skits like Keemstar retweets where like did you see like the a Lindy one where she's just like singing about thoughts and stuff?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think I might have seen.
Yeah,
that one,
yeah, she's her. That's her.
All right, Tom, you got anything else you want to say?
Women are cringe. No women on RFC Live, and you need more Sonic gameplay. I'd say that's
incel.
probably my final message.
Okay, incel.
More Sonic gameplay on the show. AugieRFC,
Hell
please.
yeah.
More gameplay. Now, Sonic gameplay or you're gay. Sonic gameplay, you're like penis in your.
Okay. I like it. I like how it cut out right there. Oh man. All right, guys. Listen, we've dived deep into the Chungus.
Yeah, balls deep in the Chungus, dude.
Why do you have to like make everything sound worse than it actually is?
Dude, you're the one who said that. I'm quoting
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean.
AugieRFC
Like,
quote.
whatever. Shut the fuck up.
I only quote things. I do not say my...
I'm looking at
like
that
when
bird.
people get on my ass for quoting the N-word from Too Mad on a tweet. How dare you say the N-word? It's like I'm quoting
got
a tweet
too
and
mad.
it's with a soft A.
Yeah, people
Like,
got too
come
mad
on.
at that.
I don't even quote like hard R's, dude.
You don't? I thought you did that at least.
No, I didn't do that. I only do soft ones, and it's because it like flows more naturally for like the tweet. Like that's what he's saying. I'm not gonna be like
the other
N-word, but with an A and not a hard. Next
Yeah,
tweet,
you're reading
like-
somebody's tweet like, this guy said N-word with a soft A. It's like, who wants to read that? Dude, I was doing a video the other day, and I quote tweeted, it was like the James Charles video or something, and in the video itself, I actually said like nigga in response to like what he said. But while I was editing it, I was like, oh man, I can't leave this in. I mean, I could, but it's just like, it sounds weird, right, to leave that in there. It's like this dilemma. But if you post it, you'll get not black people, I mean, a few might be, but mostly you'll get a reaction from white people, white girls.
Yeah.
Is the main demographic that gets pissed off. They'll fucking clip it. They'll go all on about Twitter. Why is this white man saying why is this white woman getting pissed? You know?
Yeah,
That's what
it's
I
usually
wanna know.
white people. There's also been like a couple biracial people who've gone like really,
You're
really.
50%. You don't even get to
like,
speak.
white
What are you
and
talking
black.
about?
I mean, yeah, no, they can like
I'm
speak
joking.
on
I'm
it.
joking. But I'm just saying.
Well, you
who
can't
gives a
joke
shit?
around because people are gonna clip shit. But like,
Who gives a shit? Dude, imagine getting pissed at fucking a joke, or I mean, I can understand getting pissed at a joke, but like getting to the point where you gotta sit here and make like a public deal about it. You gotta like write up the old Twitter hit piece or something. Like, look at this white man saying this word. It's like, okay, and
Yeah.
Yeah?
Here's my philosophy on the N-word. My N-word philosophy as a white man. With the ER, you should probably say it in almost no context. Maybe if you're quoting something, and maybe if it's
Bowblax told
something
me
like that,
he
but
keeps
probably
touching
never
me
really say it
until
in
I turn
any
18.
social circumstance for sure. With an A, you can say it like in some circumstances, although I do feel like it's weird to consistently say like the N-word with an A
It's
as a
kinda
white
cringe.
person.
You're like,
yeah, it's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
cringe. Yeah,
It's just
But,
like, okay,
in
chill.
certain ways, like quoting or like making a joke. Because basically, what happened on Twitter, and I got like a bunch of shit for it, is some white guy was like, no, you cannot say the N-word at all when I quoted 2Matt's tweet in my video of saying the N-word with an A. And then I'm just like, chill, nigga. Just as the reply, as a
I
quote
physically
tweet.
jumped and like cringed when you said that. I was like, ugh. But no,
Yeah,
it was
but
funny
I
as
don't know.
fuck,
Like
though.
in that context, it's like, yo, chill, nigga.
Yeah,
like, you know,
it's just like, okay.
and it's
you
a
know.
little weird for me to say it as a white man. Like,
But that's the
obviously,
joke, you know?
Obviously, I wouldn't say it like in a normal circumstance, but since he's freaking out about that word, it made sense for that quote tweet. But then people were like, "Whoa, dude!" And actually, I got like I logged into Twitter. I got limited, and I had to unlock my account by deleting that tweet. So that tweet's gone.
You
but-
just lost a little bit of protection in your account now. Now people are gonna get
Yeah.
pissed and fucking, yeah. I've
It was
never been
funny
temp
though. It
banned
was a
before.
funny tweet. Some people said it was cringe. That's a fine opinion to have, but like obviously, like I'm not being racist. It's just a fucking joke, man.
My policy is there's a lot more shit. All right, fucking Ocean, chill. My N-word. No, okay, I'm just kidding. There's a lot of people who get like really fucking pissed about fucking like words and jokes and shit. And like it's like the biggest thing right now on Twitter is like racism, homophobia, and all this like phobias, right? Like that's like, the big thing right now. And if you're not even allowed to make jokes, like it's not even just being anti-gay or whatever, all right? It's like if you make a joke, that means that you're anti-gay or you're like anti-trans or you're racist or something. It's like people have now gotten to the point where they've been conditioned that if somebody makes a joke, not shares actual solid beliefs, it's the same thing basically. It's synonymous. And I'm just sitting here like, first off, like, pretty sure there's more important shit to get worried about. But second off, like, you know, if you say like the F word or something, you're now a homophobe or something. Well, I mean, I don't hate gay people.
Yeah.
You know? It's not the same. It's not a binary world that we live in where it's a yes or no thing. You know what I mean?
Well, that's how people are treating it for sure, and it's ramped up over like. I mean, it's always been a little like taboo and edgy to say like the N-word even with an A as a non-black person, but like in the past couple of years, like holy fucking shit, it's been like if you say it at all, you get fucked. Like James Charles, he was lip syncing that song that had the N-word with an A in it, and just because he lip synced it, well, and didn't even say the word, he was getting canceled. And it's just like holy shit.
What gets me is that it's like this on and off switch, right? It's like, oh, flip the switch, he's canceled. He said a word, so now he is automatically gone from good person to bad person in my brain. It's the amount of conditioning. And I know in real life and shit, it's not like this.
Yeah, in real life it's not.
I mean,
like
there's
that.
some people IRL who are a little nutty or whatever, but it's not like this instant, like, you flip a switch and good person bad because they said a thing or something, you know? I don't know.
Exactly.
It's a weird mindset to have that.
It's
I only
insane.
see online. It's only happens online.
I've only seen it in the last couple of years as well. Like, I feel like 2017, 2016, even a bit of 2018.
Like, you could get
was
canceled
like that.
before, but it wasn't like in the same. It didn't work in this. It wasn't like let me word it like this. There wasn't like a rule book. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't something that everybody acknowledged. If it happened, it happened. But it's not like it was now. It was different. I don't know.
Yeah, like I think the perfect example of this is the Tanamongu content call. Obviously, when IDub said his stance on the N-word, it was controversial. I mean, it wasn't like non-controversial, but it's still like I feel like if he made that video today, holy shit, he would be canceled. People would like be like, "Fuck IDubs, piece of
I mean, the
shit.
context that he said it in, he goes to an event, full of children and something, he just blurts it out, and nobody gave a fuck back then. But nowadays, I'm sure majority-wise, iDubbbz would still, have, the audience, on his side. But there would be a much larger, outpouring of people who were like, this was, wrong, bad person, all right, is, binary mindset, bad person, bad.
Honestly, I think maybe the reason this culture has gone bigger is there's maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe there's more, people who follow, beauty channels or just, certain types of people who are using the internet a lot more now than they used to. Because I'm thinking of the type of people who would cancel iDubbbz theoretically if he made this video today, and it would probably be the BTS stans who are posting their fan cams, or the beauty community fans. And I feel like that wasn't as big of a thing a couple years ago. Obviously, a lot of these people were on Instagram and other places, but it wasn't as common on YouTube and Twitter
something
specifically.
A mentality change began to happen,
Yeah, I do agree. Because before the anti-SJWs, the Chris Ray guns, the shoe on heads of the YouTube, used to be praised for their common sense a couple of years ago. But now it seems even a little taboo, and oh, you like those people, you agree with those people,
yeah, I've seen a little
getting
bit of
to be
that.
more like that.
I don't know. It's weird.
Crazy.
All right, let's talk about going back to e-girls for a minute. This is a funny story. I almost did a video on this, but I figured it'd be more for the stream. In case you guys noticed, there is a travesty going on in Australia. Who's following this? I would not have known about this normally, but everybody's talking about this now. This is the big issue that everybody's talking about. And to be fair, this is a pretty big deal.
A mass evacuation this morning along Australia's southeastern...
By the way, Australia isn't just a story. There's more to this, but just for a little bit of background...
coast, with bushfires looming and extreme danger ahead. A heat wave expected to push temperatures over 100 degrees Fahrenheit by the weekend. Tourists, residents, everybody being told to get out. Thousands of people remain stranded on beaches, figuring the water may be their only escape.
Practically a war zone. It's just ridiculous.
Local fire brigades, mostly volunteers, are doing what they can to help keep the fires from spreading. But the threat here is unprecedented. With over 100 fires burning in New South Wales alone, barely half of them are contained. At times, firefighters battling flames over 200 feet high. One of the biggest concerns, wildlife caught in the fire's path. Images of residents saving koalas going viral. And while authorities say there's no way of telling how many animals have been killed, experts say it's likely to be in the millions.
I saw one number, and this seemed a little outrageous, so I'd be surprised if it's true, but one number they were saying 500 million I believe mammals specifically have died from the fire. That seems like a crazy amount. I don't know if that's true. That seems a little high up there or whatever. But yeah, it's the point is a lot of fucking animals are getting fucked. Getting fucking cooked alive right now. So yeah, Australia's on fire. The entire thing is just fucking burning. Somebody did this funny map or whatever. This is I guess an artist sort of type rendition type thing. This is not a real picture, alright? And they clarify that in case you're retarded and you think this is real. But needless to say, this is basically what Australia is right now. Fucking nuked right now. Honestly, it looks pretty cool. What we should do, this is my opinion, everybody needs to leave Australia. They should have left in the first place because shit. But just let the whole thing burn on fire, and then we can have this cool ass area of the world where it's just it looks cool from space, the entire thing's just
oh my god,
burning or whatever. So I'm just saying, I think that, turn Australia into a light show for space, that sounds cool as hell, right?
That's so dumb.
Why not?
So fucking dumb. Why not?
Dude, why not?
You ready to get a bunch of Australian immigrants coming to your country, dude?
Yeah, it's not here.
Taking your jobs?
Not here. Not here.
Where are they all gonna go, dude? You're just saying they should all burn to death for amusement?
There's a million different shitty little islands or whatever. They can just fucking go there. Anyway,
Yeah, let's just burn all of Australia for the lols, dude. It'd make some good pictures.
It would be pretty.
Rip all the like exclusive species that are native to Australia. Aren't a lot of the Australian animals endangered as well?
Australia is where you go to die, all right? And everything in Australia wants to eat you and bite at you and infect you with AIDS. Like, fuck Australia, all right? Everything that's burning there, okay, there might be some good wildlife that's dying too, but, like, everything that wants to, like, kill you is getting, like, burned alive right now. And that's a good thing, all right? So, look, I'm an optimist, all right? I like to look at everything in the
I'm an optimist. Let's burn.
positive light possible. So I look at this and people are like... People are getting burned, animals are getting burned or whatever, and I'm just like, okay, we'll take the people that aren't getting burned out of the country and turn it into a light show. Hell yeah.
That's the positive
I'm an
outlook that you
optimist.
have.
What can I say? What can I say?
Okay.
All right? Listen, the story takes another turn. It's not just about Australia, because I'd kill myself if that's all it was about. It actually has a different turn, all right? E-girls, once again. Ooh. Instagram deactivated the account of a nude model who raised thousands of dollars for Australia fire relief. Now, let me just make sure there's nothing nude in this article so that I don't get fucked.
Wow, I guess Instagram hates Australia.
Instagram's both gay and they hate Australia.
Damn. They want to burn. They want it to be a light show like you. Hey, just like you! You want Australia to burn and you're gay! Dude, they're the same as you.
Fucking hilarious.
You can relate.
Bowblax. A model says she's raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for Australia bushfire relief by offering nude photos in exchange for donations. Kaylin Ward, 20, is now calling herself the Naked Philanthropist. On social media, the Los Angeles influencer and online sex worker was recently looking at coverage of the fires in Australia and wondered how she could help. I was seeing all the posts on Twitter about Australian fires, and I was really concerned there wasn't a lot of media coverage and not a lot of people donating, she told BuzzFeed News. That's when she had an idea. Ward already sells nude photos online, so why not do it for charity? On January 3rd, she tweeted that anyone who sent proof that they donated at least $10 to a list of Australian charities would get a nude photo in their DMs. Now, I want to take a moment and encapsulate this, all right? She realized the power of the simps. All right, I know we were shitting on simps earlier, but if you take all of them and you look at them collectively, you've got like a powerful unit of thirsty motherfuckers, all right? And you can do a lot with that, you know? You've got all this power just harnessing. What do you do with it? So what she decided to do was harness the power of autism and simpery and use it for good, all right? Now, listen, all right? It's a fucking... I mean, it makes sense. This is not a surprise. Nobody should look at this and be like, whoa, this is incredible. I mean, we all know, you know, this is a phrase, sex sells or whatever. But I've never seen this happen before where somebody who's like, some chick who's literally sending you nudes if you donate to Australia is doing more than their fucking prime minister. Oh, man. She raised, and I had this tweet in my list here. I can pull it up right now. Because the numbers on this article are a little outdated. I think this was her tweet right here. So she raised an estimated $700,000 has been raised for Australian bushfires in response to her tweet. Now I want you to think about that, all right? 700,000. So if she is giving one nude per $10, that is, what would that be? 70,000 nudes? That is literally how. At that point, you
it's
take
probably
one and send it to everyone.
Yeah, that's probably what she did. She also talked about in another tweet, like, you know, hiring other girls to do the nudes because she couldn't keep up. So there was like other girls she was sending.
So she's running like a whole literally like an assembly
she started
line
becoming a
over
pimp,
here.
dude.
Bro, what
pimp
the
for
hell,
Australia.
Bro? 70,000, dude. That's
yeah,
insane.
but you would assume that some of those donations might be like $10, right? But like, yeah, an estimated 70,000 nudes.
I saw in the replies, some guy was like, "Yeah, I sent you 5,000, Queen, doing it for the cause," and I'm like, "This man wanted the whole damn set,
dude.
That's
he wants every single pick.
That's 500, And if it's one guy who sends 5,000, he gets 500 in return. She can't just send the same picture 500 times. Obviously, she's got to do more. So she has got her work cut out for her.
Well, he probably only got one nude. Let's be honest.
No, that's a scam. Then he has to
Nah, it's just like if you do at least 10, you're guaranteed a nude. The rest is optional.
Is that the loophole? So he sent 5,000 thinking he would get 500, but he only got one? Dude, I love the people on their blog. I'm doing it for the cause. He's like, yeah, all right, buddy.
Commentator Edward said he would do it if he had money. So.
Commentator Edward. More like commentator Edward, am I right? No.
Commentator Edward. Dude, Gab is furious at this right now. Gab would never let this fly on their platform, dude.
Bruh. Dude.
Gab's like, nah, fuck the Wild Pass. Let Australia burn, dude. We can't have porn ruining our website.
Dude, Australia is fucked now. Now they got all this porn, and now all their society's gonna turn into degenerates now. I mean, you could say the fire is more destructive, or the digital wildfire that is more destructive than the actual one, right? Right, Gab?
Gab. I wonder if Gab actually did comment on this. That'd be funny.
They probably did. I'd have to look up at their account.
Knowing how much they fucking speak, Jesus. Yeah. They use Twitter more than their actual platform.
That's true. They use Twitter more than their actual platform, so I would look up their account to see if they've issued a statement, but there's probably like 6,000 different tweets, and I'm not prepared to look at it. Coomers must repent. Listen, all right? Listen. All right? I'm not a Coomer. All right? So, I look at this and I'm like, all right, it's obviously it goes against my non-Coomeristic instincts, but you can't deny a lot of money was raised for a good cause, all right? Regardless of whether she had good intentions or she found a quick way to get 300,000 instant followers on Twitter, all right? She did raise a lot of money, so you can't deny that. But strong anti-Coomer over here, so I disavow. All right, that's my statement. Oh man, it's that story doesn't end there though. She actually did get banned from Instagram. Yeah, so look at this article right here. Let's see. But Instagram has thrown a bit of a wrench into her plans. Although she was running her campaign on Twitter, word of it spread to Instagram, where Ward had 50,000 followers. On Saturday, Ward said Instagram shut down her account, claiming she had violated the guidelines. So, this is confusing, right? Because she did this on Twitter. She wasn't doing this on Instagram. This whole campaign launched on Twitter, but because she also happens to have an Instagram account, she gets nuked. Which is, look, that's weird. Like, I hate when social media companies are like, yeah, we'll monitor your behavior outside of our own website. That is fucking that's on Saturday, Ward said Instagram shut down her account, claiming she had violated its guidelines. Instagram shot posted by Ward. Instagram said she posted sexually suggestive content, though the model denies she broke any rules. She tried to reach out to Instagram. Dude, Instagram is just a filth hole for that type of content. What do they mean? Like every person, every female on Instagram is posting a picture of like their ass or something. It's just like a complete cancer fest. What do they mean? Like they ban you? They can ban you for this now? They shut down the whole site. Might as well.
They're very inconsistent with their TOS. Lo and behold, another website, another social media website inconsistent with their
I don't
TOS.
use Instagram. All right, I have an Instagram. I go there once a month, and I only.
But yeah, it's kind of like school. It's kind of like Twitch, where it's like, Twitch is like, oh, no sexual content, but they have it.
Instagram deactivated my.
And then they selectively ban.
Kill stream has started. All right, we'll wrap this up soon then, because I want to watch the kill stream. I'm glad they went a little late though, so I could go for the full 2 hours. So yeah, okay. So the account basically says, yeah, she got deleted from Instagram, but she still keeps going or whatever. So there you go. Listen, anti-Kuma over here, but hey, 700K. All right, fucking.
Yeah, you donated.
Where's that money going though? Right?
Like I think she listed she linked a bunch of charities, and then she's like, just send proof that you donated to these charities. So she's not getting any of the money. None of the money's passing through her. She's just getting screenshots proving that.
Okay, so
they donated to a charity.
Just showing to the fire organization so they can get more supplies or whatever. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What's up, Nick? Hello? Hey, fucking retard.
Nicholas Diorio, you're on After Hours. Welcome.
Nicholas, you're on the air.
It's this beautiful $800 mic. I'm sorry.
Same.
Why is this so loud? Jesus Christ. Yeah, Taylor Nicole Dean is on Twitter, like what looks to be explaining how she swatted her ex-boyfriend.
What? That's the journalist of Pescator likes. Hold on, what?
No, Taylor Nicole Dean. That's that girl who isn't she the one who made that horrible video about Gabby Hanna?
Who's fighting? Isn't that the girl who's fighting with Repsion?
Who the fuck is Taylor Nicole Dean?
I know. Rewired Soul made videos on her. Wait, it's Rewired Soul.
I don't watch the Rewired Soul.
That Johnny Craig guy. Oh, no, we talked about this in the debate. That Johnny Craig guy, like she broke up with him. Didn't she go to rehab or something? What is her arc?
You're speaking a foreign language, Nick. I can't.
She's a check mark. She's a check mark. A check mark is bragging about swatting somebody. I just thought it was relevant during the Ian Miles Chung stream.
Interesting.
Maybe that's something for that
I'm
one.
sorry the cops interrupted your stream. Guess
Thank
who
you for
didn't
that,
know
Nick.
checked
I
my
appreciate
Uber?
that. This random person on Twitter is doing this random thing.
Huge story.
Nick's like, oh my god, stop the stream.
Well, Matt Pitt gets credit for it because he sent
Who
me
the
there.
fuck is Matt Pitt?
Yo, we got gangs.
Now we gotta learn about someone.
I don't know who these people are, Nick.
All right, I'm gonna ban the Redux guy. He just keeps spamming.
The Rewired Soul. Who the fuck is Redux? I'm just kidding.
Who's that?
He's going back in timeout. All right. He's like your whole chat.
I don't look at chat. I don't look at chat anymore. After like last Friday, I stopped looking at the chat when I do these shows. I gotta be honest with you. I'm like, look.
Whoa.
What?
He just dropped a me in the chat with exclamation points.
Nick, get the fuck out of here.
Bro, Taylor Nicole Dean, he's swatting people.
Shut the fuck. All right. You know what? We're ending the show. Fuck this.
There's probably gonna be like a big story that lasts like multiple months. Augie's like, fuck off now.
Yeah, fuck off. Hey, listen. Killstream is on right now, apparently. DLive.tv/RFCAH. He's talking about the more Chungus stuff. So if you liked what you liked what you saw here, you can go there. All right. I'll host them on DLive, dude. For anybody watching on DLive, for the one person who's me, who's watching on DLive, I'll host it. All right. So
You're such a DLive simp. You simp for DLive.
Oh my god. Hey, listen, everybody. Hit like if you enjoyed the show. We'll be back on Wednesday, 6:30 for episode 162.
Party?
I'm going to eat. Fuck you.
Wait, you just said you were gonna watch the kill stream, and now you're going.
While I eat. I'm not sitting there.
Asshole.
I'm not sitting in Discord call with you guys.
He hates us.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Hey,
Jesus.
I'm carding
Just a
out.
vow,
I've done my
dude.
time. I have done my time. They kicked me out of my own show. What the hell is this? They kicked me out of my own show. All right, listen, guys. If you enjoyed the show, hit like. I'm out of here. These motherfuckers kicked me. That is not. No. That is not how you do it here, boys. I'm out of here. Peace out.